Hi, this is Marlene, astrologer extraordinaire. So we have a little bit of changes in their energy right now. We had Mars going into Gemini a couple days ago, out of Taurus into Gemini. So that's going to really speed the energy up quite a lot. It was already conjunct Uranus, and the word conjunct means that it's very close to it. And even though it was in Taurus and Uranus is in early Gemini, it's still a conjunction because Taurus was very late degrees, 29 degrees and some odd minutes, and Uranus very, very early degrees of Gemini. So now we have Mars going into Gemini, which is a communication sign. So that can create, some traffic issues here and there, but it can also create, because Gemini governs communications, and now you're putting Gemini into a Mars planet, which, Mars is ruled by Aries and Scorpio. So the war planet. So now you got the air sign in a war planet. So in other words, with Mars and Gemini, there's a few different things that can happen. People can be a little bit more aggressive or a little bit snappier with their words and that. So you see more of the quick wit coming out, things like that. But people can also be a little bit argumentative. You might have friends that have Mars and Gemini. So I have a few friends that have Mars and Gemini, and one is a male, but he's really operates on the good side of that energy, which is he's a really funny guy. So he's always cracking jokes, quick with the one-liners, quick off the cuff, ad-libbing, on other people's jokes or situations like that. Somebody that thinks very quick on their feet. Now, but with Uranus on top of it, it can be a lot of, groundbreaking news, breakthroughs, things like that. But with Uranus, such an excitable energy, it also, can create some snarls, some excitement. If the energy isn't, channeled well, it can be accident prone is another factor if you have Uranus close to Mars like that. So, definitely watch for quick moves on the highway, somebody cutting in front of you really quick. Not to mention, we do have Mercury that just went retrograde. So that's going to actually add a little bit more to the traffic situation as well. Now, we do have July 4 coming up right around the corner here. So plan ahead, because I guarantee you're going to be delayed. There's going to be long lines, whether you're shopping at the store, the supermarket, the mall, getting the new barbecue ready, all of those things. And you have to travel. Do plan on delays. So give yourself a few extra hours of time. And if you're traveling by plane, then again, you may even have your reservations get canceled and or delayed. So mark my words on that. There's a high probability. So in physics and quantum physics, it's one of my favorite words, probability. So the probabilities are going to be a little bit higher for that, especially this holiday weekend. Now, the other thing about Mercury retrograde cycles is that very often you have people from the past that you haven't seen for a while are going to show up, or maybe you lost a pair of earrings, your favorite lipstick, maybe you lost a set of keys, something like that. Maybe you lost an animal. We've had an animal missing for about 5 or 6 weeks now, and I hope it didn't succumb to any of the wild animals in this area. My intuition is saying that didn't happen. I don't know, but I'm also kind of hoping that it might turn up, or he might have went to his old home because he was a rescue cat and he belonged to somebody else. And I guess that couple died. He was in like foster care for like 4 months or something. So you never know. Sometimes cats do interesting things. They can just disappear or try to find an old home, an old owner. You never know. Although he was spoiled rotten, you know, especially by me, because I'm a serious cat lover, and I love pretty hard when it comes to animals. So I really miss him terribly. And I do actually send prayers out for him every night. Did have a couple visions come already since I've asked for answers in my sleep, because that's usually when, especially if people have passed, animals have passed, they do come to me in my sleep. And pretty shortly after that, I'll get some sort of notification from them. Now, the other one we have today, it happens at 10:50 p.m. Hopefully I can get this video produced by then, because the last time it took me like 12 hours to upload an 11-minute video. And Mercury is retrograde, so I hope it doesn't take too long, but I don't know. Anyhow, Jupiter spends 1 year in each sign, so it goes out of Cancer tonight at 10:50 p.m., and that is Pacific time. So Eastern time would be 1:50 a.m. So wherever you are around the world, take that into consideration. So it's a big difference, the energy from being much more internalized and centralized around the family, home, real estate, agriculture, food. All of those things are Cancer, but the energy is more, it's right brain, and it's much more internalized. Now we have it going into Leo for a whole year. So, hey, it's time for the parties to start. It's time for the celebration. So with Leo, it's, you know, star quality. So you might be feeling a little bit more creative, because it does tend to bring out people's creativity. And there's definitely going to be, you know, people are going to want to get outside. Like, let's say maybe you've been in a band and you've been in a garage band for a while, practicing in the garage. You're like, you know what, we want to start doing the clubs in town, or see if any of the venues in town will take us, and put ourselves out on the stage there, front and center. It's all about ceremony, events, weddings, parades, you know, in a big way, because whatever Jupiter hits, it expands. So those are the three main things that we've had changes on. So I hope that everybody has a healthy and happy and fun and exciting July 4 weekend. And I'll catch up with you real soon. Thank you.